News 1226 First Alert Radar Net.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got fast. Live from Augusta. Breaking news.
Good evening, I'm Courtney Hicks. We begin with breaking news from shifting gears to weather now. We are still tracking some rain chances all of this week. With that, we have First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton with a look at the forecast. A little busy, not as busy as last night, but a little busy in the Weather Center trying to keep us abreast of when and if this rain and these storms will come about.
Yeah, definitely so. I've been a little bit active over the past couple of days, really, but things are calming down for the overnight hours. That's some great news there. I mean, it's hard to pick out where the showers are now. Moving through Barnwell County, very, very weak, just some light rainfall for us, so that's some good news. There's a few pop-up showers, and that could be the trend as we go throughout the overnight hours, but not anticipating us seeing any more strong thunderstorms moving through our area. So again, great news for the overnight hours tomorrow. Starting off dry, partly cloudy sky conditions. We'll reach the 80s by noon, and we'll see those upper 80s for that average high, but showers and thunderstorms will become a part of our day once we get later on in the afternoon and into our evening. Much less, though, than what we saw yesterday and what we saw today, so it's going to be that isolated shower or thunderstorm, but that's going to be the story really for the next 7 days. I'll have a check on your full forecast, though, coming up.
All right, Emily, thank you so much. Big developments tonight out of Burke County as commissioners made a decision on the sexual. All right, Will, we thank you so much for that report tonight. And breaking news at 11, a man has been arrested and charged with the murder of a Burke County man found dead last month. Today, the Waynesboro Police Department says Javen Ward was arrested in the Salem Arms apartment complex in Richmond County. Officials say this is in connection to the murder of Bruce Mitchell. The department says Ward had 22 outstanding warrants related to his case, or to this case. 5 guns and numerous magazines were found, and more charges could be coming. Mitchell's family member reported him missing to the Waynesboro Police Department back on May 20th. Mitchell was found at his home on Lover's Lane, dead inside. Tonight, economic uncertainty is impacting almost everything nowadays. We all feel it, and the city of Aiken feels the impact as well. Rising costs are even impacting the city's goal of paving new roads. With that, we bring in your Kennedy Payne. She joins us live in studio. And Kennedy, the city says paving 1 mile of road could cost about $1 million. So how is that impacting the city and their plans to move forward with actually getting these roads paved?
Yeah, well, the city says this impact means some projects are put on pause and others just may not happen. It's all about finding where the highest priority lies. One of those places is the Pickens Place neighborhood, where neighbors say they've often taken matters into their own hands. In Aiken, every road tells a story. Some smooth, some bumpy, some waiting to be paved.
This neighborhood was built around 2001, 2, something like that. So that's like, what, 25, almost 25 years. So it's kind of rough, really.
When the road started to show its age, Larry Key didn't wait for someone else to fix it.
As far as this drive around our neighborhood, I know that I've filled in at least a couple of potholes over the years myself.
And he's not the only one hoping for a smoother journey.
There are potholes, and there are lots of tree trunks that are growing underneath the surface and then breaking up the asphalt, which makes it hard to drive on and doesn't look really good.
The bumps have become a part of life, but they're not the only challenge Aiken streets face.
The cost to pave a standard city road is about $900,000 a mile. The cost of raw materials, labor, equipment, and so forth has risen.
With the price of projects nearly doubling.
We did an intersection improvement at Doherty Road, was completed in around 2018, early 2019. That job was done for under $3 million. And when we were pricing similar work elsewhere, I asked our consultant recently what that job would cost today, and he said about $5 to $6 million.
The city says it's been one challenge after another, with Hurricane Helene deepening the cracks.
I'd say we're probably about a year behind behind in our paving plan just because of Hurricane Helene.
The road ahead may be bumpy, but for those who call Pickens Place home, it's worth it.
I care about this neighborhood, and it's full of great people. I'd like for it to stay a high priority. Just thankful for it. If it is, I'm thankful for it to get done. That'd be great.
And Pickens Place should be paved later this year, and the city says the Springstone area is also on the list. And while the roads are waiting to be paved, other areas of Aiken are also being affected, like how much Aiken has to pay for chemicals to treat water, the price of police cars and fire trucks for public safety officers.
Interesting. And the city engineer said the cost varies by city, making it harder to determine the cost for each area. I'm sure, Kennedy, you'll keep us posted on this. Thank you so much for your story tonight. We appreciate you. Also tonight, local parents calling for change outside of the Aiken County Board of Education meeting. Their concerns are about the status of personnel at Wrdw Elementary School, with claims their children have been attacked. We've previously told you about some teachers who say they are concerned about the work environment. Tonight, we're hearing from a parent about what she wants from the community.
I would hope for less Facebook action, less, as I think someone in the district called it keyboard ninjas. I would hope for less of that and more face action, more putting the face to the issue, just because that's the only way that's going to get through to them. That's the only way that the district as a whole is going to understand that we're serious and we want change.
And after the public comment section tonight, the board did not have any further discussions on Wrdw Elementary. Back here in Richmond County, deputies are searching for 3 people. We're going to start with 16-year-old Emily Piazzi, last seen this morning on Ashley Drive. She is 5'5" and was last seen wearing shorts and a burgundy sweatshirt. Deputies are also searching for 77-year-old Miss Betty Garnett, who was last seen June 4th on Broad Street, last seen wearing black sweatpants and a red and blue Adidas shirt. Miss Betty also uses a walker, so keep that in mind. And then lastly, 17-year-old Chloe Brown was last seen on Greengate Drive this past Sunday. She is said to be 5'1" rather. If you see any of these folks or know their whereabouts, please call Richmond County deputies. And Burke County deputies searching for this man here, James Smith Jr., last seen on June 1st driving a red Ford truck with the tag number that you see here on your screen. He was wearing a dark shirt, baseball cap, and tan shorts. Again, anyone with information, you can call the Burke County Sheriff's Office. New tonight from the Columbia County School Board meeting, the Georgia Association of Educators State Spelling Bee runner-up was honored.
Let's give her a good round of applause.
Sarah Daoud, a 7th grader at Greenbrier Middle School, was honored for her performance. She went 14 rounds and made it to the semifinals of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. That's pretty impressive. Sarah will now make her way to the Capitol and meet with Governor Brian Kemp. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah. I was never good at spelling growing up, so congratulations. And I say growing up, I'm still not the best at spelling, but
good at math, because you wouldn't be at the Weather Center if you weren't good at math.
Yes,
I
like
study a lot of math.
I was pretty good at that, but spelling not so much my thing. But hey, tomorrow's forecast, things are looking pretty good. We will see another chance of rain though tomorrow afternoon, and some more throughout the next 7 days. I'll tell you more of what you can expect coming up.
When you visit or work with Parker's Kitchen, your support makes a difference. You've helped us rank as Best Workplace in America. None of this happens without you.
Thank you. We have issued a first alert in anticipation.
Spring in the CSRA means severe weather season is here. With fast-moving storms that can disrupt your whole day.
Cloud to ground lightning, that's going to be...
But you're good, because you watch WRDW First Alert Weather.
We're all of our counties here.
And you get the first alert with forecasts where you live.
All the sweeps are working here.
Whether it's sunny or severe, we get it right. And you get it first. WRDW First Alert Weather, on your side.
Let's go! Looking for
Now, your First Alert Weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, we still have a few isolated showers out in the CSRA right now, but most of us are dry. Once those showers move out, we're going to be dry for the overnight for us. So that's some great news. Starting off the day tomorrow in the upper 60s. So you know it's going to be a warm day when we're close to that 70-degree mark for that average low. Again, starting off your Wednesday, mild and dry. A few clouds, though, are going to stick around throughout the morning hours. So just be prepared for that. But rainfall should hold off until we get into the afternoon. But here's what we're looking at right now. Most of that rain is moving out, but we still see a few isolated showers. And here's what I'm talking about. Possibly starting to pop up and maybe move in to our northern counties, but those are not intended to be very strong, not expected to be very strong. So that's some good news. Again, just a few more light showers to get us through the overnight hours. But good news is by the time we start the day tomorrow, dry, we'll see the sun plenty. That's going to help us warm up into those 80s, and then a few isolated showers around dinner time for us, but should be looking a lot drier for the overnight. That's some good news. Coverage-wise tomorrow, not too bad. I mean, it's going to be very isolated, maybe scattered like in pattern, but once we get into your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a little bit more widespread coverage in terms of rainfall. But I don't want you to look at this and think, oh, it's going to rain all day for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is just showing where the rain is expected to go. So again, it's going to be very isolated tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a little bit more widespread. Sunday, pretty much the same story there. So just be prepared for an afternoon shower for the middle and end of the week and even into the weekend. But tomorrow, if you want to head out to the pool, I know the kids are out for summer, going to be a great day to do that. We'll warm up into the upper 80s. Just know the later on in the afternoon you go out, the higher chance that you'll run into a thunderstorm or two, again, for the afternoon hours. Very, very warm, but we're actually average for this time of year. It's June. Can't ask for much different, but next week we'll be a little bit above average. The Climate Prediction Center has us, again, in a higher risk of us being above average temperature, so it looks like we'll be in those lower to middle 90s next week. Good news is that's next week's problem. Right now, we're going to be in those upper 80s for those average highs, right around 70 for the lows. But again, an isolated shower going to be possible throughout the next couple of days. Heaviest and more widespread rainfall will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Courtney.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Emily. We are taking a live look at Los Angeles right now.
When it matters most, George C. Gentry Lawyers delivers results.
I was rear-ended by a drunk driver. They got me $1.5 million. Go with the name you know and trust.
Get your safe law firm on the line. Call 999-999.
Mom, we need ice. I guess I gotta go to Queen City.
Welcome to Queen City Home Store. With our price match guarantee and express delivery, we have exactly what you need when you need it. Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination.
Thanks, Mom.
At Wellstar, we believe that when
999. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
This is just becoming a common occurrence. It really seems like Aiken County just keeps going all in on their athletic complexes. Soon their athletes will be able to reap those benefits. The North Augusta baseball and softball fields are just a handful of weeks away from being completed. They have it mostly done. The sod's down, the batting cages are up, the press box and grandstands are in. All that's left is adding in those scoreboards, and those should be delivered by the fall semester. The next phase for Wagner Sally's athletic complex is here. What started out as just a project for new baseball and softball fields has expanded to a new football stadium that will be placed on campus. The stadium would fill more than 1,200 fans. And in addition to just the field, they have design plans for both home and visitor team rooms, concession stands. They're still in that design phase, but the $15 million project would have the softball and baseball fields ready by January 2027 and the football field to use soon after in June. They'll discuss the project and the estimated budget more in 2 weeks. Grab Georgetown's Aiden Harris is off to Gwinnett. This comes after a flurry of bullpen setbacks for the Braves. The former Warrior started his season off in Columbus with the Clinkstones, the AA affiliate of the Braves. Not only was he teammates with Craig Kimbrell there, but he was putting up just as good numbers as a veteran. Harris pitched in 18 games for Columbus, posting 37 strikeouts in just over 22 innings. The former Warrior and Georgia Southern Eagle has a 4.0 record and a 7.079 ERA. This week, the Georgia Amateur Championship will be played at the Atlanta Country Club for the first time in tournament history. This is the 104th playing of the state tournament. A few local names in this year's field: Greenbrier's Chris Walters, who won last year's state mid-amateur championship; Cole Hansen, Andrew Ward, Cody Schaefer, Jay Beach. Acquaintances Grady Kelly is listed as an alternate. His name is also found on the next slide too, with the Georgia coaches, players, and all-state teams. On to the NFL now. Kirk Cousins is walking around with a little extra change in his pocket. He avoided the fine and showed up at mandatory minicamp. It's the first time Cousins has been on a Falcons field publicly since the 2024 season ended. Make no mistake, this is just another chapter in this unfulfilled saga, as Cousins remains with the Falcons. Head coach Raheem Morris has no concern about the noise being a distraction to his starting QB.
He's not going to die from a heart attack. You know, he's very poised, very calm. He's resilient. You know, I don't think the outside noise affects him nearly as much as it affects us. He's had outside noise since he's been an Atlanta Falcon, and I really feel good about his development, his growth, and who he is. And even from the flip side, you know, like, Kirk's not in the business of disrupting Michael Penix. You know, Kirk has a great appreciation for the player that Michael is. He has a great appreciation for the person that he is, and I don't have worries about those things.
Cousins was asked about what his ideal situation would be this upcoming season. He pretty much doubled down, saying hopefully we all do our part and come out with a Lombardi trophy.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
Hi, I'm Deborah Alford.
The News 1226 First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
The First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster.
Well, here's a look at the next 7 days for us. We're going to see an isolated shower later on in the afternoon for really the foreseeable future. But hey, it's June. We're used to it.
All right, thank you for joining.
It's